Hello viewers and welcome to another Project Cars video. So this time again Formula B at Mugello, another circuit I know well now. I'm staying behind the AI into turn 1. You know, it should always be pointed out this is a pre-alpha game, or a game certainly at a very early stage of development. The graphics aren't complete, the handling's not complete, the AI is not complete yet. So generally speaking I like to sit behind them until I find an opportunity to get past. This is all being developed. So this game is still best part of a year from release, so you are bound to see a lot of changes and improvements. Now, interesting seeing some of the feedback. A lot of people watch these videos and get feedback on the development of the handling. I can't say where the handling's going to be in a year from now. All I can say is where it's been and how it's developed, and in that sense it's moved a long way forward. If they can move that forward again in the next year, then you know, there's no reason why this shouldn't be as special as any other simulator on the market. I think there is a feeling, I often see people, as I say, mentioning Shift. I don't know why they keep mentioning, you know, games like Shift. Yes, it was produced by the same developer, but that's always the remit of the publisher and what they want at the end of the day, and that's what the developer does. All the developer does really is produce the tools and the development software. And here we see the same tools in producing something that's a different experience. Talking of the experience, I'm liking it from this point of view. I saw somebody mention the point of view, actually, about lowering the point of view. You know, it is more realistic. I think when you've got a triple screen setup, you can do that. But I will also say that if, you know, having your viewpoint at the same point isn't always realistic in a car like this, because in the real car you get feeling through your body, feeling through everything in the car. You have a much greater awareness of where you are. You can turn your head and everything else. In a game or a simulation, you can't do that. You need to take all your information in visually. So you do need a good visual of your tyres, otherwise you're going to be losing a key input that real racing drivers have, and so you have to make up for other things. So there is always going to be that difference visually, and that's why visual movement in the car and the effect of the car has to be well transmitted via the wheel as well. As you can see, I'm still using the Fanatec CSR wheel. This is the CSR Formula Rim at the moment, still very early firmware, so there's going to be a couple more videos like this using the Formula Rim, and then after that I'm going to detach that until we get some final firmware and then begin testing that as well. Now there is another firmware, but I'm not going to move straight onto that. Instead I'll move on to the G25, do some races with that, because obviously it's a stable standard wheel, and then come back to the Formula Rim later in the year. So, but in the meantime I thought it would be nice just to do these videos with a Formula car while using the Formula Rim, and I can certainly say without shadow of a doubt it handles, you know, beautifully at the moment. It really does fit the scene, and you know that really is a great feeling when you're in there and feeling that you're part of it. Obviously I'm having the throttle issues now. The throttle issues I've had I actually have on every game. It's not just for this. It's for, you know, WRC. But in WRC, you're generally speaking, you're putting your foot down. It's not too progressive, and you can control it with the gears. Whereas when you're in a grippy track racer, when it's all about controlling power, you suddenly notice that difference in the lack of precision that you've got there. So that's why I'm going to be calling that one a day for the moment. Thanks for all of your comments. It's always great to get those comments from you guys on the videos, and it gives me something to respond to. The developers look at these videos as well, so you know, when you do have comments to make on them, do try and make them as positive as possible in terms of, if you don't like something, if it doesn't feel right, what doesn't feel right, why doesn't it feel right, what should it do, why should it do that, what needs to be improved. You know, is it on the acceleration, is it on the brakes, is it on the turning? Can you give an example? Can you tell us what minute and what second something happens, so people know what to look at, rather than here's a video that shows it. I always find with information, if the racing community is going to develop racing games, then they need to work as a community in making them better. And right now you have this, and you have RFactor 2, which I'll be playing a lot of very soon, and of course Assetto Corsa. We've got the demo for that coming. Assetto Corsa does look visually a step above in terms of physics. They're much further down the line. I think the video that impressed me the most though is the Fiat Abarth a little while ago, Fiat 500, and just seeing it going around Monza, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, there were some videos released on Facebook somewhere. Looked absolutely incredible. Yeah, really stunning, you know, what they're putting together there, and let's just hope it plays as well as it looks. But I have no doubt on that. Talking of which, I'm going to be playing some Netcard Pro as well, just to get into that, get a feel for it as well. And like you say, do let me know what you'd like to see. Now, a lot of you have talked about Formula One. I haven't done Formula One this year. That wasn't all. Well, it wasn't my plan at all not to do Formula One. Unfortunately, I had massive plans for Formula One, and they were all ruined. So, which was out of my control and very disappointing, and that kind of ruined my entire passion for talking about Formula One on the internet for the moment. I needed a break from it after that. I think, I suppose my content was wholly unappreciated by the publishers, and you think to yourself, you know, if they don't appreciate the content and they really dislike it, what's the point in making F1 videos? And so, you know, it's a shame for the community as well. But one of those things. However, I hope to get back onto a bit of F1 soon and just do it for myself and do it for you guys as well that like to watch it. It'll certainly be a nice breakaway. PC gaming is not without its issues. I have to say, I'm always learning. I mean, constant issues with the PC, things going wrong, all the rest of it. Apparently that's what it is to own a proper gaming PC, it seems. So by the end of this, I'll have to be a PC expert, knowing the ins and outs of it all. Fraps does affect this somewhat. Certainly on the next video you're going to see in a few days time. But I've been working my way through. I've been rambling, and I've not been talking about the race, have I? I've not been talking about the race at all. Actually, it's been a lot of fun. There's been a couple of incidents here and there, and here you can see trying to avoid these guys, you know, because basically the AI at the moment is a little bit blind, and they all have a chosen gear for a corner. So if you go through a corner in third and they think you should go through it in fourth, the AI will basically just drive into you. So it's like their little touch. I could see it coming, and I just backed out, but just wasn't enough time. So I now know, right, there's one or two opportunities on each lap where you can get by, but it's a lottery as to whether they let you by or not. Sometimes they brake on apexes, which makes it very difficult to follow them. So lap times are never necessarily representative. But a lot of you have put to me different recording solutions, and I'll be looking at those. I've got a Hallpage 1 and a Hallpage 2 recorder, so I'll be plugging it into the HDMI there and see if it works. If not, then that's that for the moment, because I've certainly not got any money for additional recording devices. So on this final lap then of Mugello, and I'm going to see if I can go for the overtake again, which I was going for earlier. Yes, it worked for me this time. Through on the inside, and then because I know I've got away from me, I'm thinking, get away! But at the same time, I'm trying to tippy-toe through those final couple of corners. You really lose your flow when you're driving with unstable AI in that way. But another random video for you guys on Project Cars, and there'll be another one to follow in a couple of days' time, plus some other stuff as well, more from Ross and everything else. But that's it from me for now, viewers. As ever, more soon.